لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك. محمد نبينا بنور هدينا محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
Nigerian Hajj officials in Saudi Arabia have expressed satisfaction with the conduct of Nigerian pilgrims, saying that the pilgrims have lived up to expectations in terms of general conduct and carrying out their religious activities. The chairman of Kogi State Hajj Commission, Alhaji Hussein Obadaki, and an official from Sokoto State Pilgrims Agency, Balagada, gave the assessment in an interview in Medina.
The pilgrims have been very wonderful and they've been cooperating with us. Oh, a lot of gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and a lot of appreciation to the Medina team for a very wonderful exercise.
Well, in fact, actually, Nigeria behaved very well. All pilgrims of Nigeria, if you see them, you will see their decence and they are well religious. What they have come to perform, they have interest, they have will to perform it. So it's very interesting, actually.
Meanwhile, officials are intensifying efforts on awareness creation for pilgrims. This is to remind them of the do's and don'ts associated with Hajj exercise, as well as the rules and regulations of the Kingdom of Saudi government. As more Nigerian pilgrims arrive Medina, those who have been here much earlier are being moved to Mecca after staying in Medina for 8 days. Before heading to Mecca, the pilgrims have to make a stopover at Zulhulayfa, which is the miqat for pilgrims entering Mecca from the direction of Medina. While at miqat, pilgrims put on the ihram or white piece of cloth and declare their intention to perform Umrah. The pilgrims bear their minds.
I am so excited. I don't even know how to express it because I'm overwhelmed. Alhamdulillah, for me to see this wonderful and beautiful day.
The committee, they attach us with them. They really work so hardly on us. And where they rent house for us is closer to the mosque. So we have no difficulties in short. Food, morning, night.
Madina mun zauna lafiya kalau abinci muna ci muna sha komai dai shukran masha Allah mun gode Allah Allah saka da alheri.
Masha Allah, I feel purified, I feel renewed. Inshallah, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for me being here. I'm so happy. That's just it.
My stay in Medina and the pilgrims from Nasarawa State was successful. We are highly appreciate the federal government of Nigeria and the state government of Nasarawa State based on the accommodation, the feeding, the healthcare services that was given to us by the National Hajj Commission. We highly appreciate.
They also promised to pray for peace and prosperity in Nigeria.
So peace is my prayer. That is my paramount thing I want to recommend to everybody. All Hajj, Alhaji should pray for the peace of my country, our country, and everybody's country. That is Nigeria.
I'm praying for Nigeria to have peace and stability, inshallah.
The pilgrims then headed for Mecca chanting the Talbiyah.
محمد نبينا بنور هدينا
The Kaduna State Pilgrims Welfare Board has so far airlifted 1,627 intending pilgrims to the Holy Land for this year's pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. The pilgrims were airlifted via Max Air in 3 flights. The first flight had 560 pilgrims, while the second carried 509 pilgrims. The third flight, which left Kaduna International Airport on Tuesday, 31st July 2018, had a total number of 558 pilgrims, comprising 385 males and 173 females. During the airlift, Governor Nasir El-Rufai bade farewell to the pilgrims, expressing satisfaction with the ongoing airlift operation. The governor also commended the intending pilgrims for their continued patience during the process of their journey to the Holy Land. He urged the pilgrims to focus on their spiritual obligations while in the Holy Land and serve as good ambassadors of Nigeria. About 3,200 pilgrims are expected to perform the pilgrimage from Kaduna State. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, says it will shoulder the responsibility of upgrading Hajj transit camps in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT.
Camps across the country.
NAHCON Chairman Barrister Abdullah Mukhtar Mohammed said the plan is to give the camps a befitting outlook and make them comfortable for the use of pilgrims and stakeholders during Hajj airlift operations. He stated this when he led management staff of the Commission on an inspection visit to the Hajj transit camp of the FCT, being the first port of call in the renovation drive by NAHCON. The areas to be upgraded include clinics, halls, drainage systems, kitchen, furniture, as well as the landscaping of the camp environment. Shedding more light on the plan while responding to questions at a news briefing in Abuja, NAHCON Chairman Barrister Abdullah Mukhtar Mohammed said it is part of the mandate of the Commission to upgrade and maintain all Hajj camps in the country.
The Commission empowers it to ensure maintenance of camps across the country, even if those camps are owned by the state government. Once it is a camp that will be used by the pilgrims, then the Commission has to make sure that that place is habitable. So there is proper synergy, there is proper collaboration between us and the states. And now we have commenced project implementation under the Hajj Development Levy, which pilgrims have been paying for the past 5 years. Pilgrims have been contributing 5,000 naira for this purpose. All this while the money has been saved and the procurement process was on, but by the grace of God, it is now that the due diligence has been completed.
Revenue generation, he said, is also part of the expected outcomes from the renovation exercise.
And we are going to have befitting clinic in most of the camps that will be used even outside Hajj operation, that will serve the community in those areas. Where we have challenges of water, boreholes will be provided. The mosques in the various camps will be upgraded. We'll have event centers in most of the camps, and the event centers will serve as a source of revenue for the maintenance of the camp. And the hotel-like accommodation will also be used outside Hajj to generate revenue for the maintenance of the camp. So what we are doing now is to make the best use of that Hajj Development Levy to have these infrastructures across for two purposes. One, to give the pilgrims the first impression of what he is going to meet in Saudi Arabia. And secondly, to use those infrastructure as a source of generating revenue.
The Muslim Media Watch Group of Nigeria, MMWG, has commended the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, for the smooth airlift operations of pilgrims from the various zones of the country, attributing the successes being recorded to effective planning. In a press statement, the group gave credit to the chairman of the commission, Barrister Abdullah Mukhtar Muhammad, and his team, who have always emphasized the need for dedication and sacrifice on the part of all Hajj officials to enable Nigerian pilgrims have value for their money. The group is also happy with reports from Saudi Arabia, which indicates that Nigerian pilgrims arriving Medina are well received at the airport and also provided good accommodation, adequate medical care, good feeding, and comfortable transportation.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is responsible for the stay of Nigerian pilgrims in Medina, and so the commission rightly secured hotel accommodation for pilgrims. Most of them were lodged in hotels around the Markaziyya neighborhood. The area surrounds the Grand Masjid of the Prophet and also hosts the best hotels in Medina, ranging from 3 to 5-star types. Alhaji Ahmed Maigari is the coordinator of the 2018 Hajj in Medina. He said this is the third year running that Nigerian pilgrims will be lodged in Markaziyya.
We accommodate our pilgrims there in the last 3 years. This is the third year. And in the hotels, there are 3-star, 4-star and 5-star hotels. So far we have been operating on we have been accommodating on 3 and 4-star hotels. Markaziyya, all our hotels, less than 5 to 10 minutes, you reach Haram. In fact, less than 10 minutes. Let me put it in general. There is one that even if after Iqama you can get your prayer.
Apart from providing Nigerian pilgrims with the best accommodation, the stay in Markaziyya also addresses challenges such as road accidents and distance to the Haram.
You see, in the past, we have experienced so many things when we were not in Markaziyya. Number one was traffic accidents. You know, if you watch the areas here, outside Markaziyya, you have all the highways, you know, surrounding the Markaziyya. So in those days when we have our pilgrims outside Markaziyya, we experience road traffic accidents. And that, again, loss of pilgrims. Somebody will just get lost 3-4 days. You cannot trace him.
For the comfort of pilgrims, officials ensured that hotels secured for the pilgrims have facilities such as good toilets, dining halls, water dispensers, refrigerators, and television sets. The hotels also have provisions for internet and intercom services, among others. Muhammad Isa is a Nigerian and is performing the Hajj for the first time. He said, contrary to his expectations, he was overwhelmed by what he saw and very satisfied with the quality of services at the hotel they were lodged.
The issue of accommodation, let me say, it's okay. It's okay. To me, it's okay. Because this is my accommodation here, we are now. So the accommodation is okay. I'm comfortable in the first place. You have steady light here and steady water and the AC and everything about to make a living house comfortable. It was okay for us here. The facilities in the toilet, if you want to get a cold water, it's there. If you need hot water, it's there. And even used to brush, if you want to use hot water brush, even if you want to use hot water for ablution, everything is there for us.
Muhammad said his hotel, just like the others where Nigerian pilgrims are lodged, is not far from the Grand Masjid of the Prophet.
From my accommodation,
he disclosed that he never missed any of his 5 daily prayers in the Haram because of the proximity of the hotel to the masjid.
From my accommodation to the Prophet Mosque, it was not so far. Let me say, you can just take us about 10 minutes walk to the mosque. And for the Subuhi, we take off from our house 4:30. Then getting there, perform ablution, take my nafulat before the Subuhi prayer commence.
Muhammad Isa also talks about his experience when he found himself in the masjid of the Prophet in Medina, being a first-timer.
To be among the people that in being the Prophet mosque, I was so happy. In fact, I cannot even tell you the happiness I am in that mosque.
Just like Muhammad, other pilgrims also expressed their feelings about the accommodation secured by NAHCON in Medina, saying the Commission has done a good job.
First, National Hajj Commission, we thank God with all this effort, and by the grace of God, they will go up. They will not go down by the grace of Allah. The federal government will not spoil. Nigeria will good by the grace of Allah.
The accommodation was very standard and is very close to the haram. All our rooms are okay. Even in the toilet is okay. We don't have any challenge in terms of the accommodation. Alhamdulillah.
So àwọn ọkọ wọn náà gan wọn ò dá wa láàmú wọ́n dẹ̀ dá wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ó ṣe déédéé wa Ọlọ́run yóò máa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́.
Mun gode wa Allah, mun gode wa hima gaban mu. Akwai gado, akwai gurin kwanciya mai kyau an ba mu. Alhamdulillah, mun gode Allah, mun gode wa hima gaban mu.
Medina coordinator confirmed this, saying so far so good for Nigeria. He then called on state officials to step up enlightenment campaigns for their pilgrims.
Alhamdulillah, so far so good. We have not experienced any misconduct, so to say. But I call on the state pilgrims welfare boards. I encourage them to increase their pilgrim education or enlightenment campaigns. However, they are doing their best, but we encourage them to do more.
With the airlift of pilgrims from Nigeria progressing steadily, NAHCON is making adequate arrangements to receive them on arrival in Medina and to ensure that they are properly accommodated like the others before them. As part of the stay in Medina, pilgrims are expected to visit some important masjids associated with the history of Islam. Some of the masjids are the Prophet's Grand Masjid or Haram, Quba Masjid and Masjid al-Qiblatain. How do these masjids connect with Islamic history? What acts of worship should pilgrims perform in these masjids? On Hajj Talk this week, Malam Yahya Muktari answers these and other questions. He begins by explaining how to visit the Prophet's Masjid.
You shouldn't raise up your voice because it was said in the Holy Quran, La tarfu aswatukum fawqa sawti nabi. You should never raise up your voice upon or over the voice of the Prophet. So pilgrims need to be calm. When they come inside, they greet the Prophet by saying, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah, Assalamu alayka ya Habiballah. I believe that you have disseminated the message. Then the Prophet, he will be resurrected and he will say, Allahumma fashahadu. Oh God, testify that from this servant that I have disseminated the message you have given me. So then you move to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, his best friend. Then you recite Assalamu alayka ya Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Then Umar, so then you go through the door facing the Baqi'a cemetery.
What are the rewards for praying in the Prophet's Masjid?
So it was said in the hadith of the Prophet by he himself that anybody who came to his mosque and performed a prayer, it is equal to 1,000 prayer performed in his own destination. So here in Medina, if you perform a single prayer, let us assume Zuhr or Subh is equal to 1,000 Zuhr in your own state or country. So that is the essence where all pilgrims are requested not to pray here in hotels, but rather to try their best, in spite of the temperature, at least to move to the mosque.
Masjid al-Quba is said to be the first masjid built in Medina.
In short, it is the first mosque built in Islam. When Prophet migrated from Mecca, I know all Muslims knew the history. Even the Islamia children, they know about the history. He came from Mecca, only he and Abu Bakr and a servant. You see, and the servant of Abu Bakr who was showing to them the way to Medina. So it was in Quba that they landed first. So when they landed first, the people of Quba built that mosque. So Prophet almost spent 3 days performing prayer in that mosque. So it is the first mosque built in Islam. And it was the first mosque that Jumu'at prayer was held before this one built by Prophet himself.
Why do pilgrims visit Quba Masjid?
If a Muslim went to Quba on Saturday and performed prayer, he will be rewarded as he performed lesser pilgrimage, that is Umrah. In other words, performing prayer, visiting the mosque of Quba and performing a prayer in Eid on Saturday is equal to the reward of Umrah.
What is the history associated with Masjid al-Qiblatain?
Those days, people were performing prayer in Qiblatain, then a revelation come to Prophet here. Because Allah has promised him the Quran that فَلَنُوَلِّكَ قِبْلَةً تَرْضَاهَا. God has promised him that he will change for him another direction for prayer. So therefore, when he was performing prayer here in his own mosque, people were performing in other mosques, then a story came to them that a direction for Qibla has been shifted from Jerusalem to Kaaba. So therefore, the Imam performing prayer in that Qiblatain shifted from Jerusalem and faced a direction of Kaaba. That is where the name given, Qiblatain. First Qibla for Jerusalem, the last Qibla in that particular prayer, Kaaba. So the name Qiblatain came in existence. As far as we enter, you perform 2 rakats, then you pray. It is important to you that today you are in the mosque where one single prayer was held but in 2 directions. First to Jerusalem, old Qibla, new Qibla, Kaaba.
What are the other masjids that pilgrims visit and why?
The Sitta Masajid, that is the 6th mosque. That is the mosque built there in Kandak during the battle of Ditch. There were ditches, you see, dug by Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So after the war, then the kingdom of Saudi Arabia built 6 mosques there just to reflect the ditch, to be remembered by people that this is the place where the battle of Ditch was fought. So now there are no such mosques there. But you may find pilgrims going to different mosques here in Medina, being dictated to them by all the pilgrims.
In our feedback segment tonight, Hamza Malik, a pilgrim from Kogi State, is thankful to NAHCON for choosing Kogi pilgrims for the inaugural flight for this year's Hajj.
To the National Hajj Commission, we appreciate their, favor in giving us the inaugural flight. At least this has given us the opportunity to be earlier than all other states, and it affords us the opportunity to be able to visit essential areas within the mosque.
Saadu Ake from Sokoto State comments on the arrangement put in place by NAHCON for the comfort of pilgrims in Medina.
Tsare-tsaren ya yi kyau kuma ya burge ni, kuma na ji daɗi, kuma gwamnati ta kyauta ta yi daidai, kuma ina son Allah ya sa gwamnati Allah ya ba ki Madina ko wala gwamnati.
Ina gaida Alhaji Yusuf Ruma. I greet my parent Hajia Fatima Dada and my wife Rukaya Abdullahi Ahmad, and second wife is Mariam Abdullahi Ahmed, and my first doctor Amina Abdullahi Ahmed, and my governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura.
Mihoni Hajia Sarauni Baby Jainabu min jottake Madina jam wala goddum matsala alhamdulillah mi jipoke joni mi der Madina mi honi Alhaji Muhammadu mi honi Malam Ibbi Doshima min jottake jam mi honi wakili bawa min jottake janna ko mi alhamdulillah min don min jottake madina ko wala goddo sai belɗum.
Ina gaida Alhaji Yusuf Ruma, ina gaida matata Asma Usani Isa, ina gaida yarana da family mu baki daya da duka jama'an Masaka baki daya.
إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد